All right, so what I think I'm most excited about going forward with Fundy is the ability to sell more and better from afar. Because most of our clients are possibly in a different state or in a different country, we're doing this over video chats and stuff. So walk me through like our process. How would that work with what's to come?
Exactly. So we have a client view window. So everything you want to do, you're connected to a second monitor, and you're going to share this second monitor using Skype or Google+. If you're in a hotel room and you do not have a second monitor, you can bring a small projector and hook it up to that, or just bring an HDMI cable and hook it up to the TV in the hotel room, because it just needs to be a monitor that's shared.
Right.
It doesn't have to be an actual monitor.
Very cool. So just like for us, the beginning process would be we do a slideshow.
Exactly. So when you're selling albums, you want to do a slideshow of the actual album design, right? So I have the design hooked up here, and you're probably familiar with the slideshow function we have. So up until now, you could just show the images, but now you can click Current Design. We have a bunch of songs preloaded from Triple Scoop Music, or you can import your own audio. It just has to be an MP3.
Right.
Please use music you have rights to through someone like Triple Scoop, and click Current Design, and then it's as simple as just hitting the play button. And then while that loads, exactly. And so it just plays the album, right? So simple crossfade, you can set the timing, all of that stuff you want to do.
I think this is going to be huge too for me, because currently I'm like timing with the audio over our video chat, and if there's delay or something, that's going to be crazy. So now I think it's going to be awesome that I can actually see what they're seeing. And
exactly. So now we've got them in that emotional state. Now it's time to show them the album and go through that. Right?
Okay, so when we get done with this, let's say I was going to make changes right then in the meeting.
Exactly.
How would I do that?
So here I have open on my window just the actual Fundy Designer module, just like you're used to designing your album or wallet or whatever, right? And then this is mirroring it. So if I make a change over here, if I remove this image on my screen, it's going to remove it on that screen, right? If I remove this image here, it's going to remove that. Obviously, we don't want to remove that actual image here. And we can step through, and so if I say I want to remove that image, it updates, right? So the client is just giving you feedback on what changes they want. If you're at a point where the client wants to bring in an image that you may not have as an alternate in your project, the easiest way to do that is just to bring up the custom text and write yourself a note.
Very cool.
And then you have that in there, and the note is on the pages, so then the client feels comfortable saying, okay, he's not going to forget.
I think what's going to be huge here for us is that sometimes, like, let's take this image. This is a landscaped image, but if there was another image in there, let's say that was a portrait style image, sometimes we may want to do 2 1x1s or 2 squares instead of a horizontal and a vertical type of thing.
Exactly. So we can bring that in, and then obviously just the the functionality within Fundy Designer, we can just change things to square, whatever we want to do.
Very cool.
Everything you're used to doing here will just auto update over here.
That's awesome. Very cool. Okay, so let's go a step further.
Yes.
So one of the things I'm wanting to do a lot more of is, say, selling prints in this meeting with the client.
Exactly.
What would I do?
So now the album's been finalized. So we want to add that to the client order, right? So over here, we won't be showing this the whole time, but there's a new orders tab. And so we can create an order. You can add album, you can add a gallery, print, or you can add other as just
some type of other product.
Exactly.
Cool.
So at this point, we're looking at the album, and I want to add that album order. And you can do this in this window over here also.
Cool.
Right? So it's telling me I have 88 images and 50 pages. Right, so let's say your album is usually only 30 pages, and so they'd be buying an extra 20 pages. What would be the upsell on that?
Let's say $150 a spread.
Okay, so you do the math. 22. What is that?
I'm challenging you here.
Dang it! Is that 3,000? Is that right? No, it's 10 pages, so it's 1,500.
Yeah.
Right. So there we go. And then there's a place for notes. That's to write down leather cover, imprinting, all of that stuff that might go in. And so we've added that to the order. So now it's in the order. So it's just forgotten. So if I bring that order open, you can see that it's here.
Cool.
Now we can go through, exactly like you said, add prints.
Sweet.
So obviously we can go through all of their photos. We can compare if we want two different photos, but if they want to order a print, again, simply click that. You can sell loose prints, canvases, metal, etc. But let's go ahead and, let's say they wanted to order a 4x6.
Mm-hmm.
So that's open. You'll notice it automatically pulled up my pricing because I set that up in the settings.
Sweet.
And then we simply add that here.
And I can do this throughout the entire
wedding, right?
Sweet.
So you can add whatever you want. And then lastly, what I like to do is I like to sell big album,
Sure.
then go small with prints, and then go back big to the gallery.
Right. So let's say that they want one of their walls covered in a few photos.
Exactly. So I have a couple mock-ups here. So we can go back to the design view, and there's hotkeys for everything. So here we have a design of canvases, and then here we have a design with frame prints.
Very cool.
So obviously you'll know your clients better than
Sure.
I will. You'll mock up something that you think they'll like. If you have time, you can bring in a photo from their living room and mock everything up to actual size in their
That's
living
awesome.
room, and then make changes right there.
Very cool.
Right?
Awesome.
So again, once that has been decided, hit the little add button, and you'll notice that when I was designing this, I designed it from a cluster of photos that I pre-saved.
Right.
Because I know what I'm going to sell.
Right.
And I attach my pricing to that so that when I add that to the cart, it's going to pull up that pricing automatically for me.
Very cool. Streamline.
Exactly.
I like it.
Right. So here we have our order in place. Here's our order. We can go through this order of what they want without them seeing the pricing because we want them to commit to the art,
Right.
not the price.
Sure.
So they've committed to the art, and then let me go ahead and get that out of the way. And so here we see the view order console. We can bring that up. Got your lovely logo in here, and then we can review everything. If they decide at the last minute they want 3 copies of this, one for grandma and mom, everything will auto update. Oh, I didn't bring in the pricing there. Let's go ahead and add the pricing in there.
Sweet.
And then if you need to charge tax, there's this place for tax, discounts, etc.
Cool.
That's all done. Export for PDF, and you have a PDF ready to be signed and approved by your client.
Awesome.